Hey everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. My name is Baron Collins Hill. In this week's lesson, we are going to be talking about the 5 non-major keys that you're likely to run into and play in as a mandolinist. Now this covers a couple different genres, whether it's bluegrass or old time or Irish music, a lot of music from New England and Canada and England, Scotland, all over the world, a lot of Western music. Is using these keys, especially within a folk context and traditional music. So I want to break down what those are. If you haven't already, I've made a video on the 5 major keys that you're most likely to run into. I recommend checking that one out. There's a lot, at least half, if not more, of a lot of Western music and traditional tunes that get played on the mandolin are in major keys. So those are great to know and probably a good starting place. If you don't know the major keys and some of the most popular major keys, learn those first and then come back to this lesson. A lot of these non-major keys we can actually think of in relationship to some major keys that we already know. So the first key that comes up a lot that's not major in a lot of traditional music is E Dorian. It sounds like this. So you might hear that in a tune like Cooley's Reel, an Irish tune. And what thing is actually interesting to think about and understand about E Dorian, which very minor sound, it actually uses the same notes as our D major scale. So if you've watched the first video on major scales and keys, you'll know that's our D scale, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And in this, we're using those same notes, we're just starting and ending on E. So E, F sharp, G, open A, B, C sharp, D, E. So that is actually, if you think of it in terms of kind of starting from the E, that's you have a 1, 2, flat 3, so that G natural really gives it that minor sound. E, F sharp, G, F sharp, E. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. So it's got a major 6, that C sharp in E, super cool sound. You run into that a lot in Irish music and in a lot of old-time music. Speaking of the Dorian mode, another key that you run into a lot is A Dorian. So it's going to be the same idea as that E Dorian. But let's just start on the G string instead of the D string. The A on the G string, 2nd fret. You can get 2 octaves of that. That's A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A. Too high for me to sing. But that is the A Dorian mode. You could also think of it just like with that E Dorian being connected to the D major scale. The A Dorian is connected to the G major scale. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So it's only got 1 sharp, that F sharp. And we're using those same notes, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, except starting and ending on A. A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A. So the same kind of relative idea as that E Dorian, that's sort of the relativity is in that Dorian mode title of 1, 2, flats 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. Now while we're in the key of A, there's another key or mode that you get to hear a lot. Again, whether it's Irish or old-time music, a lot of different cultures and musical styles have this mode in it, and that is the A Mixolydian mode. So we're starting with our open A, and it's going to start out sounding pretty major. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. And while a major key would go G sharp, A, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. We're gonna make that G sharp, that seventh note of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Flat 7, we're gonna make it a G natural. And then we get A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G natural, A. And that's how you get some tunes in the old time tradition like or in Irish music, there's also a lot of Mixolydian tunes, A Mixolydian. And if you want to connect that back to a major key, it's actually all the same notes. If we think about, okay, where are the sharps in that mode? We have A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G natural, A. So our big sharps are C sharp and F sharp. That's two sharps. You can think of the key of D major as having two sharps, because it does. It's got that same C sharp and F sharp. So the key of A Mixolydian is actually the same notes as the key of D major. But we're starting and ending on the A. And whenever you're getting used to these new scales and keys and modes, just play around with them a little bit and always make sure to kind of resolve the tune. It can get a little messy in your head if you're thinking like, okay, notes of a D major scale, but starting and ending on A. Don't worry too much, just make sure as you noodle around in these keys, just make sure you're ending on the note of the key. So A Mixolydian, end on that A. Do little parts of the scales, little patterns. A Mixolydian. So that's a great way as you play with these, just, always make sure you're returning to the note of the key. So for A Mixolydian, try to end your phrases as you noodle around and get used to these keys on an A note. So now we have the idea of a Mixolydian scale of having that 1, 2, major 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. In A, another key that you find a lot in traditional music is the key of D Mixolydian. So that would be, starting on D, D, E, F sharp, G, A. It's all major so far. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C natural, D, 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 C natural, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. It's got that same relative kind of pitch and scale idea as that A Mixolydian, but we're using D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C natural, D. Again, we can think, okay, well, how many sharps does that have? It only has one. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. And while it would be in D major, would be C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. This is using a C natural. And what major key has one sharp? That would be G major. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So that D Mixolydian you can think of as the same notes as a G major scale, just starting and ending on D. And there's your D Mixolydian scale, very common in a lot of traditional music. And staying with the key of D, probably the fifth most likely non-major scale that you're likely to come across in traditional music, a lot of traditional Western music, again, whether it's Irish, old time, some bluegrass, is the key of D Dorian. We've already talked about the Dorian scale multiple times, so that would be D, E, F natural, that flat 3, 1, 2, flat 3, D, E, F, G, A, B, C natural, D, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D. And if you want to think about, okay, how is that connected back to a major scale? You can say, well, how many sharps and flats does it have? D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Well, it has no sharps and no flats. So what key has no sharps and flats? As a major key, that would be G major. C major. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So the D Dorian scale is the same as the C major scale, just starting and ending on D. So if you want to get used to that scale, play around D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D. You can say the names of the notes. That's a great way to practice. Just make sure you're ending those phrases on the home key scale degree, which would be D. Hopefully that shed a little bit of light on some of sort of the inner workings of a little bit of music theory, but also a lot of practical knowledge about what keys you're likely going to be called on to play in as a mandolin player in a traditional music context. I hope you found that useful. Again, if you haven't watched the 5 major keys to check out and to know, watch that video. I've got tons more videos on mandolessons.com and here on YouTube, all free. If you're looking to take your mandolin playing game up a little bit, you can check out the Mando Lessons Academy, where we have a tune a month challenge. It's super fun. We're currently working on a tune in E Dorian, the Rights of Man, and yeah, it's a great way to kind of get a new tune under your fingers every month. I do a live meetup every month where we can talk on a live stream about any issues people are having with the tune or mandolin playing in general. It's a great community and forum space for people to share their progress. I do a little giveaway for everyone who learns the tune and posts a video of themselves playing it. Every month I pick someone from that has uploaded a submission, and I give them a little Sweetwater gift card. So you could be in the running for that if that sounds exciting to you. Or if you want a deeper dive into kind of a lot of the mechanics of music and being a functioning musician as a mandolin player, I have a course called The Comprehensive Mandolin that goes through all sorts of stuff from some really foundational, fundamental ideas of how to play the mandolin, everything you need to get going, as well as a lot of different ideas on what you should be doing to hear music better and how to listen. I have 10 steps of how I listen to music and then kind of recreate it through my own playing. I also have a lot of information. It's a big course, but check it out. I've got links in the description. There's a whole other section of the course about what the different styles of music are. So what the role of the mandolin player is in bluegrass and how it differs from the role of the mandolin in old-time music or Irish music. There's tons in there. I also have a vault full of some exercises and music theory, and I'm always adding a little bit here and there to that. I've got some cool stuff that I'm actually recording right now on hearing fiddle tunes better that's going to end up in the vault. So anyone who's already bought the course, keep an eye out for that because that's coming to you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.